What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end so you can hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. It's an old saying, be careful who you choose to lay down with and have a child with, because it can definitely come back and haunt you. But of course, when we are young, feeling somebody on an emotional or physical level, we don't think about the future. It's all about right now, in that moment. Once a child is conceived, things can go a lot of different ways. We all know babies are a blessing, but for the parents, they could bring them closer now that they have a life to raise together, someone to teach, and they are both responsible for providing that baby the best life possible. Or things could get crazy. Raising kids is hard, and a romantic relationship between the parents now is an afterthought because the baby and their needs comes first, pushing some couples or individuals apart. Now comes in co-parenting, and depending on who you have a child by, that can go a lot of ways as well. You have some women who feel like we not together, I'm gonna put you on child support and do everything through the courts. Then you have parents who try to be mature, handle their business, work something out without getting the people involved, because they both know it's not about them anymore, but the best interest of their child. Some even move on and start new relationships. But the main thing with that, and why some people are hesitant to date someone with kids, because they feel like that door with their child's other parent will always be open, and jealousy can lead to a tragic outcome. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Saginaw County, Michigan, to discuss the case of a woman who tried to make her fiance jealous and it turned fatal. Back in 2023, 33-year-old Devon Williams, nicknamed Chip by family and friends, was in a good place in life. Described as outgoing, fun-loving, the Saginaw native loved his city, even after moving away for a few years in high school to Syracuse, New York, where he graduated from. But he always wanted to move right back home, and he did. Chip went to work, and before you knew it, he started having kids. Fatherhood meant everything to the man. He made sure he was a big part of his kids' lives, which by 2023, he had 5, 2 girls and 3 boys. Chip often spent time with his family, definitely his mother, who he was very close to. He tried to keep a good relationship with all his kids' mothers, including the mother of one of his daughters. At the time, 24-year-old Markeisha Burn Cross. Him and Markeisha were cordial and co-parented well. Their child was only 2 years old, so the relationship wasn't that old. But she had moved on, even relocated to Indiana, where she started a new relationship with a young man from out there, Zakeem Jones. Zakeem and Markeisha locked in fast and even decided they would take that big leap and get engaged to be married. He knew she had a child and what he was signing up for, and it seemed like everything would be cool. In March 2023, the couple planned a trip to Michigan to attend a family function with Markeisha's people. When they went, it was all love. Everyone were enjoying themselves, and they decided they didn't want the night to end. So a few of them drove to a bar in Bay City. After bar hopping for a minute and getting a few drinks in their system, Markeisha started feeling some kind of way, feeling like her fiance Zakeem was being too flirty with other women. In a move that would cause a trickle-down effect, she decided to text her baby father Chip and tell him she was in town and wanted to see him. And which he stated, say less, cool, just hit me when you ready. As it got late into the night, into the early morning hours of March 30th, the couple, now tipsy, had a few words about Zakeem's behavior. But he flipped the script on his fiance, telling Markeisha, I saw you over there in the corner texting. let me see your phone. As he snatched her phone from her, the young man instantly became jealous after saying she had been texting her baby father. Zakeem told her, since you want to link up, bet, text him right now and tell him you on your way, you want to link up now. In which, to please her fiance, she agreed. Chip, who was still up but told Markeisha he was babysitting and there was a few kids at the house, asked was she good. She texted back like, yeah, I still wanted to see you though. He sent her his address in a 3100 block of Walters Drive. Not knowing she wasn't alone, Zakeem told her to drive to the location. When they pulled up by the house, he instructed Markeisha to call Chip and tell him to come outside. If not, they were going in. She hesitated but texted saying she was outside. He texted back like, bet, come through the back. Not knowing Zakeem had her phone. Chip, sitting in his kitchen at the table, heard the doorknob twist. When it opened, he had a smile on his face, but that quickly changed when he saw Markeisha wasn't alone, but with her fiance. With nowhere to run, Chip was cornered in. As Zakeem looked at him with anger in his eyes, seconds later, multiple shots went off, and the car sped out the neighborhood. The kids heard the commotion, and a woman who was also in the house, hiding in the closet, called police. When they responded to the scene, they found Chip suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, he wouldn't survive his injuries. At first, police had no leads, no forced entry to the home, only shell casings. But Chip's phone would be the key. As an investigation started, they saw his last text was to his daughter's mother, in which she stated she was outside of the house. As police dug deeper, they knew Markeisha had relocated to Indiana, but came to Michigan to visit family, and she had a fiance, Zakeem. After running his name through the database, police realized he wasn't a stranger to law enforcement, and they got a tip from police in Indiana. Word around town, the young man was trying to sell a gun just days after returning from Michigan on Facebook. Indiana police also found out the gun in question looked like the same gun Markeisha had legally purchased just a few weeks before the trip. With that and text messages, a warrant was put out for both Zakeem and Markeisha. Markeisha, hearing she had a warrant out for her arrest in Michigan, called police. She set up a time to turn herself in. At the station, when confronted with the evidence, she tried to stay quiet, but as police showed her the crime scene and stated, look what you did to your baby father, she broke and came clean about the whole incident. Her being jealous, Zakeem was flirting, and her texting Chip, and her fiance finding the messages. With that, she was charged with first-degree premeditated hit, in which it was looked at as a setup. Zakeem was picked up not long after in Indiana, extradited to Michigan, and he was also charged with the same thing. As the case made its way to trial, Markeisha would be the state's key witness. She ran down the events of that evening, even describing the look on Chip's face when her and Zakeem walked through the door. She claimed she didn't know he would shoot her baby father though. She did admit everything happened because she got jealous and texted Chip, which also made Zakeem jealous, but he snapped. As Zakeem sat and listened, he was arrogant. He showed no remorse as Chip's family sat in the courtroom and his mother sat in on a Zoom call because she lived all the way in Tennessee. The young man smiled at his fiancée as she testified against him. As prosecutors pointed out, this was a jealousy hit based off the fact Zakeem didn't want no competition, and the jury agreed. He was found guilty on all charges, as Chip's mother spoke out saying he didn't even care. He had no regard for her son's life. Zakeem just looked around the courtroom with a blank stare, even after being sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He calmly stated, "It is what it is." For her cooperation, Markeisha's charges were dropped to second-degree hit, which she pled no contest, and she faces up to 10 years in prison. She is scheduled to be sentenced in June of this year. Rest in peace to Devon. I send my prayers and condolences to his family, definitely his kids. This case was cold-blooded because bro was minding his business at his crib when he got pulled into his baby mother's toxic relationship, all because she got jealous. I'm not sure if he knew she was engaged or not, But when she texted, he probably thought they would just link up, have fun one more time for old time's sake, not knowing Zakeem was with her. Markeisha is wrong on all levels. Texting her baby father, letting her fiance get her gun, not warning Chip, at least texting a warning sign or saying 2 words, set up, just giving him the heads up. But she was doing what Zakeem told her to do. But now she helped to take her daughter's father's life and has to sit in prison. Zakeem crashed all the way out. Instead of keeping it player, telling Markeisha, okay, that's what we on, go back to Indiana, cut her off, because at that point, they wasn't married yet or had no kids, so no strings attached. He could have went on about his life instead of sitting in prison now for the rest of his life. But I want to know y'all thoughts on this situation, fam. Don't be shy in the comments. Let me know who you feel is wrong in a situation. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, it's a messed up situation all around the board. Rest in peace to Devon. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. It's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.